Alright, here's a candidate for restoration and just playing around with in general. It's an older motherboard for a PC. Nothing special, really small form factor. Couple PCIs, an AGP port. It's got an AMD of some sort stuck in there. I don't really know exactly AMD stuff. Always had more experience with Intel. Obviously needs capacitors. It's got the bulgy cap disease going on here, but I want to see if I can breathe some life out of it before I bother, or if I have to recap it, I will. A few bent pins here and there. All in all, a lot of it looks to be in pretty good shape. Found this in the storage junk. Got a little sticker here, made in China. You know, fine quality that it is. I have no idea who made this. Maybe it's that. Could be. It's got an award BIOS, 1998. That's the sound chip, I believe, right here. So it's got built-in sound and ports. Another bent pin I see. USB, probably 1.1. But my favorite part about this board is just how pretty this gold bottom piece is. If I can't get it working, I might have to frame it. It's just really pretty. So let's get it into the test rig and see if it does anything. Alright, got the can of deoxidizing stuff out, and I'm gonna put some in the RAM slot here. Might have to do the CPU. Crappy power supply here. Got the little postcard in right there so we can see what's going on. Stuff even on low setting comes out way too fast. If this thing works, I'll definitely clean it. I just want to see if anything will happen. It's even worth messing with it. Oh, crunchy. Oh, that's a crunchy slot. Yeah, plug it in. And, okay, plugged in. See if I can short the terminals. Oh, there's a little green light I see. So that's something. Just power it up a little bit. Here we go, power switch. Instant hot CPU. Okay, yeah, don't want to burn that up. Okay, no, nothing came up on the thing. Let's see, I don't know what to do here. I'll have to probably have a cooler if it's going to be like that. Or maybe it's just a bad CPU and it's shorted. Pull it out. No marking underneath. So I don't really know what the speed of this thing is. 1999 is the year. There's like a D800 AU something, I don't know, number. Maybe it's an 800 CPU. Very light. This thing weighs nothing. That is a tiny, tiny little CPU. I don't know if this is even the right one for this thing. Probably a waste to deox it. Plug her in. Maybe. It'll go back in. Do it the right way. Probably not. There we go. Flex it a couple times. Again, these caps could be screwing everything up quite a bit too. Wish I had a switchable power supply. That way I could shut it off quicker. Green light. There's 2 terminals as the switch. That's kind of an oxidized thing here. Yeah, I get a few lights blink. It gets pretty hot fast. I don't know what to. I'll have to search for something because this isn't gonna fit. I don't have anything to fit that CPU to keep it cool long enough. Well, I will pause here and continue when I figure some stuff out. Well, I've been screwing this for a while off camera here, and no matter what memory I try, I still get no postcodes. CPU gets warm, borderline hot. So capacitor's screwing thing up, or that CPU's bad. I don't have another board, I don't think, that would fit an AMD processor like that. This is kind of odd in my collection. So I think I'm just gonna clean it, scrub this up in the sink, that kind of thing, recap it, or at least tack on some other ones and see if anything changes. I doubt it. I don't have any like I said, don't have any boards that fit that. Just sticking this on there keeps it from overheating at least anyway. I will have to dig around for some things if that doesn't work to see if this is faulty. I don't even really know what kind of AMD it is, other than what the numbers say on the little die. Anyways, well, this is what I got. Yeah, I think cleaning up and trying to recap it, see what happens. If that don't do anything, then it probably is this, because it so on the little board, all the voltages show. This ready light, I don't know exactly what it says there, comes on and does things. The reset line works, I can reset it, but I get nothing, no numbers here, just dashes. So something isn't alive, and it's probably this guy right here. Usually when you can't get it to beep or post or do anything, generally your processor just doesn't work. I could have the wrong memory, but it should beep at me if it isn't seeing the memory or whatever, and I'm not getting that. So we definitely have something going on here, probably with the power supply. Who knows? I don't know. Well, I will have to clean it up and do some testing, I guess. So that's where I'm at with this little random gold looking board. Alright, next day after drying, but I cleaned the board off, got rid of all the dirt and grime that was in this thing. It was pretty gross actually washing it off, but it looks really nice now anyway. I'll put the processor and put things back in. Obviously washing probably didn't make any difference, but you know what, you gotta give it a shot for that first. Plus it makes it easier to work on when it's not so dirty. And yeah, I'm probably gonna start recapping I just noticed again after cleaning that there's missing capacitors on this board too. So either I deemed it bad at one point and just said, oh, I need that to fix something else. Didn't realize that earlier on, or would have said something, but just noticing that now that everything's cleaned up. Those are all the same green capacitors too. What are they? 6.3 UF? No, 6.3 volts. Yeah, 2200 Yeah, all the same. So I'll have to dig in my stash and see if I got anything close to that. And yeah, let's test this thing out, shall we? All right, I have it set up. I have no hopes that it'll work. Green light is on, and we'll see what happens. I have a different type of RAM stick. The ones I had, I don't think were right. So let's see if I get anywhere. And like anything else, it didn't change because, you know, I haven't changed anything other than cleaning it. So I pretty much anticipated that. Yeah, gotta hold it there. We got zeros. Well, not even zeros, dashes. If I try to reset it, which I don't remember what pin it was, right there, it'll reset. You guys can't see that. Yeah, reset. Whole lot of nothing. It's maybe getting warm again. Probably getting warm. Okay, I didn't expect it to work anyway. So, let the maybe recapping begin. I don't know if that's going to help. It's possible, but I'll have to dig and see if I can find some capacitors for this thing. I'd really like it to work. It's so small, compact, nice little AMD processor. I'm still not sure what megahertz because I don't know AMD. Yeah. Yeah, I guess whatever. Let's dig into it. So I reseated the RAM a bunch of different times, and even the processor, I think. But we got postcodes and a boot screen. How about that? Can you believe this crap? This is crazy. Without a recap, just a cleaning. Okay, it's an AMD Duron. I wasn't sure what it would have. 800 megahertz. Nothing too crazy. But I can't believe it's to life. It never beeps, so I don't know if the little piezo doesn't work or what. But I can't believe that it is posting. So, and with missing capacitors and bulging capacitors. So I'm definitely gonna fix that. But this is what I really wanted it to do, was to post and be like, okay, it does work, so put some time into it. So I'm really happy that it posted. If anybody's ever working with PCs and boards, I really recommend having one of these. It's so helpful to tell if your power rails are there, the little codes, and you can look them up, but it helps tell you if anything's going on at all. And little thing makes some heat at Duron. So that memory is right. The PC133. I had to look up what it took. I got PC100s laying around. This is the only 133 I could find in my collection. So yeah, none of these will work, unfortunately. I don't think. I mean, I could try. Well, let's let it cool down and try it again. See if it's will continue to keep working. I'm sure it will. That's cool. Another motherboard in my junk collection that I'm able to probably save. Alright, so I've been screwing around testing this, booting it, running it for a while. Had set up a fan, cool processor because it was kind of crashing and doing stuff, but it seems pretty reliable that way. I'll have to find some sort of cooler that clips onto here. Yeah, I guess I've never used an AMD Duron processor before. Are they any good? I don't know. just realized I didn't rotate that right. So it's this way for now. I will rotate it in editing. I did get some random capacitors out of another junk board, but I don't really want to try to wreck him. I mean, there was like 2 that were bulging, and it seems to work that way, so I'm not gonna mess with it right now. It's really difficult to get these soldered. You gotta use an awful lot of heat to remove them and resolder it properly. The ground plane just sucks up all the heat. So that's where I'm at on this so far. I'm not sure where to really go, other than I don't even have a case or anything for this thing. It's kind of maybe just make it a little test bench board to test cards and other things. Not really sure what to do with it exactly yet, so guess I'll continue this video later. Alright, back on this motherboard project. For some reason, my solder flux has gone missing in action. I have no idea where it went. I was just using it, I don't know, I'd say a few days ago before this project. Don't know where it went, cannot find it. Dig, but it should be on the bench. Didn't take it anywhere, I know I didn't. It's missing, so whatever. So for now, I just, since I don't have my flux and I don't have the heat in the source to do it, I just tack these 2 on the top. They are physically connected, mainly just for testing right now. If I get serious about this motherboard at some point, maybe I'll get more involved with recapping, but it seemed to kind of function with the ones that were there and without these missing anyway. This is mostly just to see if it'd be a little more reliable. So yeah, that's where it's at. I'm going to post some pictures of some microscope shots that I ended up taking a good look at, just because they looked a little bit rough from the capacitors being removed before. You see it right at the tip of my fingernail there. There's some carve spots, but they seem to be attached, so I'm not going to worry about it. The board has a little damage there, but it's not affecting anything. And then I looked at, let's see if I can find it quick, some corrosion that on this board a little bit. It's hard to see on the camera, but I scraped some of the stuff off on the, I think it's just the mask or whatever, the paint, whatever you want to call it, is pretty loose there, but it's not too bad, the corrosion, and it didn't seem to affect the functionality of this thing. It's right up in here, in all these little resistor banks, whatever they are, next to the BIOS, and it posted, so not going to worry about connection issues. I actually see another capacitor that's missing right there that I didn't see in my initial viewing. So I'll have to figure out what capacitance that one is. There's a few different ones on here. I don't have an example board either to figure out which one that is. I suppose I could probably just do a voltage check on it when it's on and see what type to throw in there. Interesting how many caps were missing on this board and it still posts fine. I don't know what to do with this thing yet. I went in my storage to look for a case. Could not find a small case anymore. I'm kind of out of cases. So maybe I'll build this, put this on like a piece of board or something. Build into a small little test bench CPU. PC. That's what I should say. I don't know. It's getting late and I'm tired. Anyway, got a new battery in there. See if it'll still retain its settings when I boot it up again. After I find another capacitor and see what I want to do with that. I don't know. this project's turning out to be not what I intended by any means. But hey, it was something in storage that looked pretty rough and dirty, and I didn't know if it was going to work. But I think it'll be a functioning test board anyways. I don't have a computer to throw it in, so what to do with this, I don't know. Any suggestions, go ahead and comment. If you have any thoughts or theories on this particular board, have had one of these, or no, you know, if you've had experience with this processor, because I've never had one of these. The ones I grew up using were just basic Intel Pentiums type thing, nothing special. I've never really had much experience with AMD or all these other ones that seems like people know about. So anyway, there we go. Well, I must have either damaged something or it disturbed a trace or something. I don't know. I cannot get it to post again. I even like, oh, maybe those capacitors rated wrong and I can't get it to boot with that. That didn't make any difference by lifting those. This I highly doubt would make any difference since it posted without it anyway. Same with those. It did post at least once anyways in my video. I'm just getting so tired tonight. I think this is going to become a winter project, and I even tried, just in case I was shorting out something, put some tape down. That didn't make any difference either. So unfortunately for now, this is going to go on the shelf of things to look at later, because I'm kind of running out of time to make this video. And I need to move on to other things. It's different content. I have other videos upcoming, so. But it did post at least a couple times, and I was able to see the specs of this processor. 800 megahertz AMD, so that's something, I guess. And put a sticky note on this thing and put it on my shelf for future project to deal with. Which maybe it'll just make a better art piece, because it's really pretty. Honestly, if I had that in a frame, it'd be kind of cool and just sitting on my wall here. And I hate to do that to old computer components, because I know stuff's getting scarcer and scarcer, especially something like this. At least in my collection anyways. So I'm going to end the video here with this. Sorry guys, it wasn't that great. It's kind of a crummy video of me just screwing around with a motherboard that I had. And, well, it wasn't even in a box. It was just laying there in my storage unit, just, you know, tossed for dead pretty much. I have a lot of that stuff. It's all just horrendously dirty in that storage shed. Anyway, yeah. I was hopeful to make a little. I like how small it is. I probably said that a million times, but it's small, compact, make a great little test cards out, do whatever with, you know. It's got USB on it, probably with USB 1. It's got an onboard audio, so that's nice. I kind of wish it had onboard video to probably make it a bigger thing. And when it was booting, and I don't know, maybe that's that chip. It had like a network boot, but this thing does not have a network port on the backplane. I don't know if that's off of this connector or where that plugs in at, but I think it would have had a little thing for a network card somewhere. I don't know if I showed that captured that or not off the screen, but in any case, there we go. This is a crappy video on a crappy board, and just looks pretty, I guess, and maybe that's all it's gonna be. I don't know. If you enjoy this junk, like and subscribe, I guess. I don't know if I should even say that. It's not something I wanted to do for my channel, but I appreciate all the people that have been subscribing. Like 40 plus now, so thank you. Thanks again for watching my junk.